Welcome back to Game Day Jays. I'm your host, Nick Jambrosic, and god damn it, that was hard to watch, and I put myself through all of that just for you. I'm like, normally, I would have turned that game off after the fifth inning, but I'm like, I got a job to do. I am here for not many of you, but I love each and every single one of you. And I'm trying my best to deliver you the best Jays content, but when they play like that, I don't have much to say at all. Started off, this game, we had Trevor Richards versus Corbin Burns. Trevor Richards is just Mr. Steady out of the pen, but today he got the start and he balled out. 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. Changeup is on another level. By far one of the best changeups in the big leagues. Been saying it all year, and that pitch is just filthy. They were talking about it a bit during the game, and he just completely got rid of that slider he was throwing last year because his changeup is just that effective. He throws it 63% of the time, and even though Baltimore knew it was coming, he was mixing up that fastball in good counts and just throwing them off and setting that pitch up to perfection. And even when they knew that pitch was coming, because it came often, they couldn't do much with it. They couldn't do anything with it. After that, wheels fell off. We had one chance in the second inning to kind of get some sort of momentum going. We had Bo with a really nice at-bat. He took Corbin to a full count, and he got on base with a walk. That was more of a Bo Bichette at-bat. The one thing I would have really liked to see Bo do is steal a base. They're talking about Corbin Burns. He gives up a lot of stolen bases. He doesn't have the fastest delivery. And we had a chance with one out, Turner up to the plate. At worst, a hit and run, but Bo, you were leaning. You looked like you wanted to go, but you didn't. And if you did, Turner came up with a nice clutch single after that. If you took second, could have put you on third. We had a deep fly ball next at bat that moved you to third. Could have cashed you. Could have got something on the board early. Maybe could have done something for this team, but instead, we just did nothing. We got out of that inning, and Corbin Burns started to let things loose. It was a hot and humid day in the GTA. I was golfing earlier. The ball was flying. And when it's a day like today, the body's loose, the air is perfect, and Burns was not only topping out at his usual 97, he was hitting 99. And when he is throwing the way he did tonight, Cy Young. He won the freaking Cy Young award, and he showed it. He shut us down, and we did nothing. He just dominated. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up and down the lineup. Untouchable. We couldn't do a single thing. And last night, we shut the top of the order down. We didn't do that tonight. The top of the order just destroyed us. Ryan Mountcastle, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He was destroying baseballs. That home run to center field to the WestJet flight deck was an absolute nuke. Gunnar Henderson was swinging the bat well. He got a hit tonight. Adley Rutschman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. When this team's firing, which they're hot right now, they're really one of the teams to beat. I really can't see 2 other teams other than New York and Baltimore facing off in the ALCS this year. It's just we don't have the firepower or the energy or anything to compete with these guys at the moment. We're going to be lucky not to get swept, and I want to stay as positive as I can on this channel, but it's hard when we're playing a team like this. I was going through social media for the last week and a bit, and everyone was on the Daniel Vogelbach train, and I'm commenting on all these posts why? Sure, he might have been one of the hottest hitters in the league for a week, 2 weeks max against dog shit teams. You better be able to hit those teams. What happens when he goes up against 2 good pitchers against a really good team? 0 for 7. Just nothing. No solid contact, no nothing. I will say one thing. I do really like what Springer's doing. I think keeping him in that 6-7 spot is going to be the best thing for him. And that is really where I see him the rest of the season. Even if he does heat up to where, we're used to seeing him and where he's been in the past. I just don't think that suits his game anymore. I don't think, he's not that young spring chicken anymore, pun on words, to be that leadoff guy. I think Davis has earned the right to be our leadoff hitter. He's got the speed, he's got the attitude, and he's got the good patience in the box, and he's selective. He's exactly what you wanted as a leadoff hitter, but Springer is finding his groove in that 6-7 spot. Maybe move him up to 5 if he's doing a little better, depending on some matchups. But I want to see him there for the rest of the year. I think he's going to be a good fit for that, and hopefully he keeps things going the way it is, because he's putting some really good swings on ball. He put the only run up on the board for us tonight. And keep it up, Springer, because we need to have you back. I want to talk about Bo, too, because tonight, Bo Bichette was going up, obviously, against Corbin Burns, and Corbin Burns is a guy that likes to attack the outside of the plate. We'll talk about what he was doing later on in the game, but this is a guy Bo Bichette should be going to town on. I know, you're not going to win every matchup against a guy like this, but he's not swinging the way I'm used to seeing Bo swing, because last year almost every single hit that he got was going the other way, and it was just he let the ball travel, didn't try to do too much, but he still hit the ball hard, and he was hitting it effective opposite way all season long. And he was getting outside pitches from Burns, and he was trying to pull the ball. It just didn't look like he was going with the pitch, and I'm like, Bo, this is your bread and butter. You got to be doing better than that. But what I was going to touch on too now is Corbin Burns, when he got going throughout the game. We're used to seeing that hard fastball on the outside corner to set up that the slider and that splitter. I think he throws a splitter. But he really started to work that two-seam fastball very effectively on the inside of the plate, just to attack those righty hitters even more than he already was. So he was on his game. That was just a masterpiece of a pitching performance tonight. I got to tip my cap to Corbin, because that is, one of the very few real aces that are left in the MLB. Genesis Cabrera was the second pitcher in the game, and he hit the first guy of the game. He did not have great command tonight. It was kind of terrible, to be honest. Gave up a run, and then what I really didn't like was putting Bowden Francis in the middle of the inning. You knew you wanted to go to him today. You knew he was going to take the bulk of the innings. Give the man a fresh start. I thought that was just an absolute terrible decision by John Schneider. And for a guy like him, and you were grooming him to be a starting pitcher at the beginning of the year, if you never really played, you don't know how big it is to come in at the start of an inning. You get your proper warm-up. The guys are on the field. You start from the full windup. You don't have to worry about starting from the stretch with runners on. You don't have any of that pressure. Only got to get 2 out, situational. You don't have to worry about that. It is your inning. You take control. And he just didn't get a chance to do that. And, he's just not been reliable, to say the least, this year. I don't know how many more chances we can give Bowden Francis. He wasn't good as a starter. Didn't really do great out of the pen. Got injured. First couple times back, he's just not it, in my opinion. I'd rather see Swanson back in the lineup over Francis. Baltimore saw everything coming out of this guy's hand, and it just seems like it's happening to all the pitchers. I don't know what's going on. He just comes on the mound and guys' eyes light up and they just start teeing off on him. I felt bad for the guy, but it was just, not a great evening for Mr. Francis. And after that couple of innings, we just lost all hope, all momentum, couldn't put a single run on the board. And, it is what it is. We live to fight another day. I'm going to be happy if we win at least one game against these guys. Let's just please not get swept after coming off, 2 really good series wins. And we got Jose Berrios on the mound tomorrow. He's, our ace in my mind for this season. Gosman's finally starting to get back to where he was. But let's see a good performance by Jose. We really got to do a good job in keeping the ball inside the park. Baltimore's been just teeing off. I think they said they got 7 home runs off us in 2 games. 2 players in 2 games had multi-home run games. And we're just missing pitches in the wrong spots. So hopefully Jose can do something special tomorrow. Let's get these bats going for the next 2 days. Baltimore has TBD on their starting pitching. They're hurting a little bit on the pitching side, and they keep talking about it, but I'm not seeing it. Like, if they're hurt, if this is them hurting, I don't want to see them at their best because they are looking better than ever. They are hot as hell right now. And let's just hope we get a guy that suits our eye tomorrow. So that's about it for tonight. Let's see who Baltimore has to throw on the mound tomorrow. Let's try to get a win so we can at least go for the series split on Thursday. I'll be going to my very first game of the season on Thursday. Nice afternoon game. Heading over there with my buddy Sticks. And I don't even feel like buying actual seats. We're just going to buy the $20 tickets because if I spend good hard-earned money on these new premium price tickets and they put up a performance like they did today, I'm going to be so pissed off. So I'm going to be in the crowd. Hopefully I can cheer them on to a nice big dub. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, but thank you again for watching. If you do like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night.